Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Peter Barber here, professional opera singer and music producer, and today we're back after a long time with Forestella. And one of my reasons for doing this is because their bass singer, Kowu Rim, announced in the fall that he was joining the military service, and I believe he has done so by now. So this will, I still have plenty more songs from theirs to analyze and react to, but just wanted to give a quick shout out to him for, doing service to his country. Very, very cool and very noble to leave such a successful group to go do something like that. So big respect there. This is a reaction and analysis, so I will be pausing primarily to talk about vocal technique, especially since this is a vocal quartet, but other musical elements I often end up commenting on as well. Quick shout out to my boy Mako, or Alex Seaver, who wrote this original song for League of Legends. I'll leave my link to a full interview I had with him here. And without further ado, let's jump into Legends Never Die.
Legends never die when the world is calling you. Can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die.
Yeah, so I mean the original song is so incredible. It was the I think it was the world anthem for League of Legends back in 2017. This is right when Alex Seaver was first joining them. Really cool to start out with the bass, the guy I was just talking about, and definitely a true bass voice, and it's so rare to hear that in any kind of pop scene, so I always love when a true bass voice is thrown in there. He's also an exceptional opera singer. I've checked out his stuff. A lot of people who are like, oh, he's an opera singer, whatever, usually don't end up being very good. He is actually very good. He's a very good opera singer. Which is just fantastic. So just so well versed. I want to see how low he gets here. I think he gets down to probably low C sharp or low D.
Legends never die.
So that's down to an E2, and also he has this really nice use of vocal fry. Legends never die, and then a nice slide down into that low E.
Legends never die when the world is calling you. Can you hear them?
Can you hear? Can you hear? All the way down to a low C there. It sounds like he doesn't quite make it all the way down there. It sounds it's very close, but also probably at nighttime live performance to have any kind of reliable note close to that low, especially performable as a soloist, you have to be very much a bass.
When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming?
You can tell that's right at the bottom. That's right at the bottom of what he can, comfortably or reliably perform live.
Can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, and please you survive.
Something really cool about those background harmonies is usually when you have a drone, meaning a note staying on the same pitch for a while, it's in the bass. It's either in the bass or maybe one higher voice. They just drone harmonied all through that moment there until the second part of that little phrase, and then they started moving around. But that was really interesting to hear them. Legends never die, all coming in right there.
Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, and please you survive. Never lose hope when everything is cold and the fire is near. Escaping their bones, they're running to the smoke when the fire is fierce.
It's so cool to hear that bass vocal timbre mixed in with these tenor voices. I think we have one true bass, then we have two tenors, or maybe one higher and one lower tenor, and then one counter tenor that sings very high in head voice falsetto. I think that's kind of the arrangement we've got here. This soloist sounds just phenomenal. This guy.
Never lose hope when everything is cold and the fire is near.
So all the way up to a G4, right below tenor high C. Really, really nice quality there. Good vocal fold closure, nice efficient sound, no wavering in the tone, just very accurate, very clean, really solid singing there.
Never lose hope when everything is cold and the fire is near.
And that last note allows that, he pulls off the voice and allows that vibrato to come through. Do, 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 do. Really nice. Just on that last note, he relaxes the voice and allows that vibrato to come in.
Never lose hope when everything is cold and the fire is near.
So that's up to, from our countertenor, we're already getting up to G5, below soprano high C.
Cold and the fire is near. Skipping their bones, they're running to the smoke when the fire is fierce. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause pleasures never die. When the one is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Pleasures never die.
Absolutely epic. Dude, this song is so good, and they are absolutely killing this performance. Absolutely killing it. We got some really nice high belting going on from a number of these guys, and the whole performance is great too. And also I don't know if they took I can't remember exactly. I can't tell if they've taken the original instrumental backing to this song, if they got the rights to perform it here or whatever. But either way, if it's the original or the arrangement, so epic and orchestral and powerful. Like we got these like war drums almost happening in the background, big orchestral phrasing, right? Super, super epic, and not to mention the performance and the production and everything. Really, really nice. That's all the way up to tenor high C in pure chest voice from one of these singers. So they don't sustain the high C. They go high C to high B flat. Those screams. But still very, very high and fully connected to chest voice, and some nice harmonies happening as well during this chorus.
Just never die when the one is calling you. Can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for
There you go. Nice. And this other tenor here actually did sustain the high C there. And the other thing I was going to comment on is, like, no matter how much Ko Kim is working on blending, you can still very distinctly hear his voice because it's just such a different color than the other three members of the group. It's just so much darker. Just very clearly a bass voice amidst the tenor voices. And I love that everything cuts out and they have this super light approach. They've done this big belting, big chest voice belting, and then just a really light Legends never die. Just like a really soft, just nicely blended kind of into that epic chorus bit.
Legends never die. Down in eternity. But you never see the price it costs. The skies collected all the light.
You can really hear his classical training. He puts more of it into this, like a song like this. I really, the operatic singing does not blend as well, speaking as someone who sings opera professionally and sings pop stuff as well. The opera voice with the big vibrato and the super dark color doesn't blend as well, so it is an epic sound. So I understand the use of operatic technique for that kind of epic feel, but especially if you're trying to blend with people. Like there was a note where Ko Woo Kim was it was at the very end of the last chorus, and he was on the lowest note with vibrato, and it just doesn't blend as well. So like if you're going for blend in an ensemble, it's much better to sing straight tone. Like that's how all the world's best chamber choirs sing for blending, just straight tone, straight tone, straight tone. But for the big epic moments, especially singing really high in your voice, I can see when the operatic technique and the vibrato might come in and just add to that kind of epicness of the overall sound. But there are moments here where it sounds like, to my ear, it might actually work better, at least during these verses, if it's sung more contemporary, and then maybe save the opera stuff for the epic moments. There.
But you never see the price it costs. The skies collected all the light.
It's like, to me, the first part of that phrase where he's singing much more contemporary feels better for this song. And when he goes into the operatic technique, it takes me out of it just a little bit, because that technique is from such a different genre of music, generally speaking.
But you never see the price it costs. The skies collected all the light.
Still sounds great though, like, for real.
Lost, we pick up their hearts and the past defeat. Before it all starts, we suffer through hard just to touch a dream.
I love how they're just jumping on for a couple words here and a couple words there. It's not harmonies the whole time. It's not just like a block of harmonies that's moving. It's the soloist will kind of take it, and then the other singers will jump on for just a word, maybe one word, maybe a couple words, maybe a phrase. But it's giving a lot of contrast within this scene, within this section of the song, where you get a good balance of soloist and harmonies happening, and the harmonies really serve to accent whatever word they're singing.
In our stars, we suffer through hard just to touch a dream. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you plead for reaching greatness, legends never die.
I can't imagine anything cooler than performing a song like this with your boys, with fire shooting off in the background to a huge audience. It's so epic. This would be a dream. And it's so cool to see it and try to feel it, try to feel what they're feeling. Oh, it's amazing.
Die, they become a part of you. Every time you plead for reaching greatness, legends never die.
Now, the main difference between the end of this chorus and the previous one, vocally all very similar, all the same harmonies, same fantastic belting and such. The end of the first chorus, there was that legends never die, and they still did that vocally, but at the end of the first chorus, the instrumental also basically completely cut out and it was just voice. At the end of the second chorus, the kind of epic orchestration keeps going and then leads us into the bridge. That's really the main difference there. So while their voices pull off, the instrumentation keeps plowing ahead.
Every time you plead for reaching
to comment on that. That's just a great belt. Really good vocal fold closure, really efficient sound, powerful belt with that chest voice carried way up there. And not to mention, on an eval, now you'll notice he's modifying it, you know, getting as open mouth as he can to maintain that vowel sound. But you can still very much tell it's an eval, even on that high C. That is very impressive. That's a very difficult thing to do.
Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die. When the world is calling out your
The vowel shapes he had on World. He started here. When the world... It's very interesting vowel shapes.
when the world is calling.
Wow. Like, that's a lot of vowels happening on World.
When the world is calling out your name, begging you to fight.
Like he could, so he's obviously a bass, but he could be intentionally blending better. He could be trying to match their vocal color a little more. It's more of a challenge for him because his voice is so different, but if he really wanted to get a good blend, he absolutely could be creating a different space in his vocal track to create a lighter sound to blend in better. So they must want a very distinct sound from him that sticks out pretty much all the time.
Is calling out your name, begging you to fight. Legends never die.
Dude, so good. I love the break before the voices come back in, and also we get a sustained line of tenor high C's from at least one of them. Legends never die. Like so sick, so epic. I love that break. Ooh, I love that break.
Legends never die. Screaming.
And a cool shift in harmony there.
Legends never die.
Yeah, nice.
Screaming out your name. Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die.
Okay, so here he's just started doing very clear operatic technique, and it really, I think, works here better because there's already so much noise. They're not really going for a perfect blend vocally right now. They're more going for like an epic feel, and that's when the opera can be really useful. Right?
When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name?
Oh my God, unbelievable. So same melody and, you know, solo we have from the bass singer right at the start. I'm guessing you'll notice he doesn't sing the low C's, doesn't even attempt them. He actually, I think, also in the intro, after that first time, he only attempts the low Cs on that very first kind of rendition of that melody. After you do a bunch of big belting and a bunch of big singing, your low notes tend to go away. And so I'm guessing at the end of this song, he's like, I'm not even gonna, like it was already, you know, right at the limit at the start of this song, and then you sing much higher in your range for a while. Those low Cs probably do not exist in his voice anymore. So instead, he just whispers them, and it gives it this kind of cool, you know, great for like the end of the song kind of mystery as the song's fading out. So it's kind of a good artistic cover up, is what I would call it. Right here.
Can you hear them?
Can you hear? That's where the low Cs would have been, where they're, can you hear them scream? And he just whispers them, which is honestly a really smart move, a really good move.
When the world is calling you, can you hear them scream?
Can you hear them?
Ouch.
Especially on a whisper, can you hear? That's even cooler for a it's perfect text for a whisper.
Can you hear them screaming out your name?
Absolutely incredible performance. So fun to be back with Forestella, guys. If you enjoyed this, if I enhanced your Forestella experience, please consider joining my Patreon for free, actually, to see what it's about, and then benefits starting at $1 a month. Please like this video, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, leave a comment, anything else from Forestella you want me to react to and analyze, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.